Alright, keep this going. The next comic on the stage, she's also a South Bay guy. Give it up for Johnny Pena!
Fucking Sacramento. Fuck yeah. You guys are out on Friday light, right? Thursday. Not giving a fuck about tomorrow. Who's on a date tonight? You on a date? Yeah? Boyfriend and girlfriend? Fiance? Are you a good fiance? You like, Like you pee on the floor like, She's had to wash my shitty drawers once or twice. I'm not a good boyfriend. Let me tell you, I'm not a good boyfriend. I come from a background. I used to be in law enforcement, so I'm very cynical. I'm pretty cold, So I don't get like very emotional. I don't think as a person, So like when my girlfriend cries, like I don't like it. It kind of pisses me off. Not only that, but she's an ugly crier. Girls, if you're like a 10, but you could cry a 5, you know what I mean? You cry a 5, if you're a 10 and you cry a 5, then you're only a 7. You gotta round that shit around. But look, it's not just guys, not just girls, guys too. If you got a hot guy, look at this gentleman, good looking guy, but he comes like a 3, all fucking twisted up, you know what I mean? Farts a little bit, ugh. You're a 4, dude. You know what I mean? Gotta round that shit down. You gotta keep it consistent. I don't know. It's just me. Are you a boob man? You like breasts? Yeah. What about you, sir? Are you a boob man? You like breasts? You like them big or small? Doesn't matter. Fuck yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. I like everything, right? Small to large, To me, a small breast, a little breast, is like a Honda Civic, It's simple, but it'll last a long fucking time, You can put 250,000 on miles on that thing, It's gonna look the same. You get one of these big old huge gargantuan movies, it's gonna need some work later on down the line, right? It's like a hot rod. But the good thing about big tits, to me, what I like about them, is if you're behind a girl, you can pick one of them up and pull it around and lick it while you're fucking. I mean, seriously, I'm like a CB driver on a truck. I'm calling in for help, I'm like a World War II veteran, just calling in artillery on that thing. I'm coming in hot, babe. I'm letting her know the next move while I'm talking into that microphone. But then you got fake tits, right? Does anybody have fake boobs here? Nobody wants to say it, huh? I saw a couple of you fakies when you walked in, right? There's nothing wrong with those, because to me that's I like to work out. To me that's like fucking 2 Swiss balls, right? You can kind of plank on them while you're fucking, you know what I mean? Hit that core, hit your abs. It's ergonomically correct. You can sit on them like a Basu ball. And then if you straddle them sideways, you're like riding a camel, right? Maybe it's just me. So like I said, I used to work in law enforcement. I don't anymore. Now I work for a tech company, right? So I work in tech now, which is pretty unique. But the first thing I did when I left law enforcement is I started smoking weed again. I stopped smoking weed in 1998, and I started smoking weed again in 2014. Thank you. What the fuck happened to weed in that time frame? Weed is fucking crazy now. I started smoking it for my anxiety and paranoia. And the weed gives me anxiety and complete paranoia. I'm literally freaking out all the time. My dog's talking to me in the room. He's like, "Oh man, you're fucked up." I'm like, I know. It's crazy. And so the first thing I did is I went and got my medical card, because it's when you need a medical. And I went to one of these dispensaries. Has anybody been to a dispensary? Yeah? Okay. People that work at dispensaries are the nicest fucking people ever. I think the people from the DMV should hire the people from the dispensary. I think that would make the DMV just a little bit more pleasurable, right? Yeah, you go to these dispensaries and they're just like, hi, how can I help you? I'm like, oh, I'm here to get fucked up. But the one mistake I made was I told them that I hadn't smoked weed in like 12 years, and they're like, ooh. They rang like this little bell like at the bar, like, and so they're like, oh, it's your first time? You get a treat. And so he put this piece of chocolate on the counter, and then he walks away. So I was like, fuck yeah. And I ate it. Because I don't say no to chocolate. So then he pops up a few minutes later, right, with a knife, and he goes, no, let's just cut that puppy into sixths. I said, six what? And what puppy are you talking about? He said, that chocolate, sir. We need to cut that. I said, I ate that. He said, why would you do that? I said, why the fuck would you put it in front of me? He said, sir, that is 6 doses. You just ate 600 milligrams of THC. Instant bubble guts, right? I was like, oh shit. I said, what's gonna happen? He goes, oh, well, nothing's gonna happen for a long time in your life at all. He said, how far do you live? I said, I live an hour away. He goes, you gotta go right now. So I grabbed my little bag of weed, scared as fuck, and I ran to my car and I drove home as fast as I could. And it took me 1 hour to get home. And he was right. It kicked in 1 hour. And I know this because when I got out of my car in my driveway, I was paralyzed from the nipples down. And my legs didn't work. But like a true warrior, I wiped my tears and I army crawled my ass inside the house. And actually, I was so fucking stoned, I actually forgot that I ate the edible, so I just thought I was having a stroke. So I get inside, and I'm fucking freaking out, and the dog's like, you're gonna die. I'm like, he goes, you gotta go to the hospital, man. You gotta pack your bag. I'm gonna help you pack. It's a 90-pound blue-nosed pit bull is helping me pack my bag. And I live in the same county that I used to work in law enforcement. So I'm like, I'm gonna call 911 right now. I'm gonna be that fucking asshole. And all my friends are gonna show up. And they're gonna put me on Facebook and Snapchat. I'm gonna be crying. So I didn't do it. But I did Google what to do if you're OD'd on marijuana. It said go to sleep. How the fuck am I supposed to go to sleep when I'm fucking dying? I don't know. It's crazy. Like I said, I don't work in law enforcement, I work for Techno. I can't tell you the company I work for, but you can Google it. I'm not the janitor either. Mostly protect them from themselves. Yeah. And that's crazy, like, working for like a tech company now, like, I come from a conservative background working in law enforcement, and now I work for like the most progressive, diverse company ever, you know, and I have to like abide by all their new guidelines. And like one of the new guidelines is gender neutral bathrooms. That means that you can use whatever restroom you feel like using based on your gender, right? Or whatever gender you feel like you are. And at first I thought that was kind of weird. But then I think like, I'm trying to be a better person, I'm trying to be progressive, you know, I'm trying to be part of this culture. So now every day, at least twice a day, I take a shit in the girls' bathroom. ladies always look at me weird when I'm in there? Is it because I don't have a shirt on? Hey, I don't like to shit with a shirt on, okay? It's like taking off your bra. I like to be free. I also take off my watch. I hang it outside on the hook. You should try it. But it's a weird environment working in this like tech industry. You know what I mean? Like, if anything would make me more like stereotypical racist, it's being involved around all these different nationalities. Because every morning at Google, it is like bumper cars, let me tell you. People crash into each other constantly, right? People can't drive. Like, there was one guy, he crashed, and that was his third crash that week. And he crashed into a person. Like, he ran somebody over 3 times. It's like, at what point do you just stop? Like, stop driving, dude. You know, stop driving. And look, we have like a big Indian like environment, right? There's a lot of people from India there, which I'm cool with. They're all hella cool, you know. But they all seem to wear the same thing. In the summer, it's Dockers and man sandals. And in the winter, it's Dockers and New Balances. I don't know if they give them that when they get off the plane. They're like, here's your New Balances, here's your Dockers. Go to work. Here's the problem. I don't like seeing people's feet at work. I think that's kind of weird. Like, another guy, like, when I see guys, like, work at Google, like engineers that walk around in flip-flops, I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, I would never wear flip-flops to work. I'm not John McClane, dude. This isn't fucking Die Hard, dude. I can't save this company if I got fucking flip-flops on. What if I gotta run around? What if I gotta do something? I don't know. Plus, most of them, their feet are so fucking ashy, it looks like they walked across coals just to get to lunch. I'm like, bro, put some lotion on his feet, dude. I don't know, I got a feet thing. Like ladies, like, I have a thing for feet. I'll just say it right now. Like, you should have your feet looking nice, right? Like, you should have pedicures and stuff like that. And don't worry, you know, especially if it looks like your foot got hit with a bunch of hammers all at once. You know? Or if your toes look like they have restraining orders against each other. Just hide them. Just hide them from me. I went out with this girl one time. Right, went out on a date. She was dressed really nice. Had these like wedges. I know what wedges are. She had these wedges on, and her toes were all painted nice. And then we went back to the motel. Hotel, not motel. Hotel. And I take her shoe off, and she only painted the 3 fucking toes of her shoulder. What kind of fucking half-assery is that? It's bullshit. Christ. And you know, now that I work at Google, I work around a lot of young people. I'm starting to learn that people between the age of 20 and like 30 are probably going to die off in a couple of years. Like from a good strong cold or a flu or an allergy or something. It's like, I had a guy call in sick, he calls me, he's like, hey boss, I can't come into work today. My car got a flat. I was like, oh, okay. Do you have a spare? And then he said, car? I said, tire, you dumb bitch. He goes, yeah, but how am I supposed to get it to the shop to put it on? I said, is your dad home? Can you put him on the phone for me? I just want to tell him that he should take the toaster oven and plug it in and jump in the bathtub because he's failed as a father. Anybody have kids here? Anybody have teenage kids? Yeah. Ooh, what do you got, boy or girl? 2 girls? How old? Oh my God, why aren't you drinking more? Fuck. That's crazy. I have a 17-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy. I think he's setting the record for masturbating in the shower right now. I finally had to tell him, like, dude, check this out. You don't have to run the water while you're in there. We know what you're doing. It's not necessary. Even my daughter, his sister's banging the door being like, quit touching yourself. Hurry up. But one of the things I don't want to be right now is I don't want to be a grandparent. Like, I'm not ready for that, you know? Are you ready for that, sir? No, I'm not. I'm still experimenting with drugs. I'm just not ready, right? So I'm trying to think of creative ways to like tell my kids not to get involved in that type of predicament, you know? So like for my son, I mean, look, flat out, I just try to convince him every day that he's gay. I'm like, hey, did you see the way you ran right there? Hella gay, dude. See the way you ate that banana without breaking it in half? Gayest thing I've seen today. But my daughter, that's a different situation, right? Because she already has a boyfriend, you know, and he's always around and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk to her because she's an idiot, because she's a girl, right? No offense to your daughters, but they're teenagers and they're all stupid. So I pulled the guy aside and I said, check this out, dude. Whatever you plan on doing to her, just imagine me doing it to you longer and slower. And then I kissed him on the cheek. I even sent him a Valentine's Day card.